Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be back with you guys on a chilly Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. Just want to warn everybody to please make sure you check your furnaces, make sure you're checking your heating sources. It's going to get down into the low 20s tonight. So it shall be quite nippy and chilly. And just make sure if you need any assistance, if you're in the Chicagoland area, you dial 311 to find out where is your nearest warming center. But we have another great show to warm your heart, mind, and soul tonight. Coming up on the show this evening, we're welcoming an international phenomenon, a dynamo to the show. We have international voice and dialect coach, author, and producer, Denise Woods. She's joining us tonight, and her new book, it's a vocal coaching book. It's entitled The Power of the Voice. And Denise has worked with such people as, I need her. You see, I can't even talk at this point. Will Smith, Mahershala Ali, Viola Davis, Idris, Elba, Regina King. And she recently just worked with Halle Berry on her latest Netflix film. So I'm looking forward to talking to her tonight. And sitting in the co-host chair, who always helps me to guide this spaceship in the right direction, is the amazing Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Good evening, darling. How are you, my dear?
Good evening, Chat Daddy. I'm trying to keep warm. And see, now we're in the thrust of cuddling season. I've been
Yes, we
trying to
are.
find a cuddle buddy, but I've not been successful in that. Maybe that'll happen before the holiday.
Okay,
So,
all right. Well, look,
if Santa, are you listening? I need a cuddle buddy.
Santa baby, Santa baby.
Santa
That's
baby.
is the chimney clean? Is the fire out? Is everything is ready for this cuddle buddy to be dropped down that chimney?
Okay.
Oh, very good. Very, very good. Well, I'm glad to hear that this evening. I am. Well, I just want to say what a pleasure it was to hang out with you on Saturday. I had such a
Yes,
busy
you did.
weekend this past week. We'll talk about my weekend, but on Saturday evening, Kay Renee and I had the pleasure of attending attorney Calvita Frederick's book signing party, and it was at the Epiphany Center, which is a beautiful
Oh my
venue
God.
that used to
Yes.
be I guess, Episcopalian church at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
turned it into the most fabulous rental space, art gallery, restaurant, bar, you name it, it's all in there, and it's just beautiful. And her book signing about fasting was just incredible, beautifully done, all of that. And Kay Renee was my special guest, and we went to cheer on Calvita. And then we had some of your wonderful friends join us, which all of the ladies were just lovely.
Yes, I was so surprised. Well, of course, one of my dear friends who is a fellow attorney who also knows Calvita, attorney Kira Payne, who is my big sis. And then, as we were waiting in line to get our book signed, I see this young lady. I looked at her. I said, "She gonna get a whooping." Miss Pat McCreary Cannon, who is
Yeah.
senior vice president of used to be of Seaway Bank and Trust. So it was just like a reunion. So and then not only I love the venue, I love the food, the ambiance, the music. It was just a nice evening for a good book signing. So I
Absolutely.
encourage you guys to get the book Fasting, God's Healing for Fibroids and Other Maladies by attorney Calvita Frederick. Can't wait to dive in that book because I'm hoping to
Yes.
try to fast. Yeah.
Very good. Well, and I also want to shout out Donna Todd is who did that wonderful food.
Yes. Oh my
Her
goodness.
catering company was Melanin Express, but she's no
Uh,
longer that business, so she's only catering for select people. But
yeah.
her soul martini glass has
Oh,
always been very
off the
impactful.
chart.
And I've got to give Calvita credit. Calvita was like, "Oh, it'll be light nibbles, honey." That was a
Right.
full meal. That
It
was a
sure
full meal.
was.
It was delicious, and it was plenty of it. So yes, great
Yes.
job. Great job to Calvita's daughters who were her support. We had some really big powerhouse in the house, extending blessings and well wishes. And
Mm.
so it was really a great time on Saturday night. I need to back up just a little bit if I could. On Friday evening, I had the honor and pleasure of attending the St. Nicholas Ball, which is the
Yes.
largest holiday fundraiser for Catholic charities. And what a ball it was. This was my first uh, in-person formal where I was a guest. I did not have to work. I had a wonderful time. Thank you to Kate's detective and security firm. I was their special guest on Friday evening, and we had to get dressed up to the nines, and it was fabulous. And Catholic Charities left no stone unturned. Everything from pre-cocktails and hors d'oeuvres to dinner, the entertainment, the auction, just everything was great. So it was really a wonderful time. And
And
then
you looked
yesterday,
fabulous. And you looked fabulous, by the
thank you,
way.
darling. I had on my I've not had on dress shoes. And so it was really like Annie Oakley trying to walk in her first pair of pumps because it was yes, I ever since this pandemic has happened, I have been wearing slides. And even now with the weather, I just put on 2 socks and put my feet in a pair of slides. Well, I guess your feet spread. And that's what a
They
lot of people
do.
have been saying. And so it was really hard for me to walk in them expensive shoes on Friday evening. But I was able to pull it off and was able to, do my best. And then another shout out. Last night, I had the pleasure of attending Strut, which is the 12th annual World AIDS Day fashion show. And it was really incredible last night. It was at Joe's on Weed Street. And it was really an eclectic group of people, very avant-garde and nouveau fashion that was featured. And so thank you to my friend. He was able to coordinate that for me to be able to go last night. And we had a wonderful time last night. So
I
I'm
saw
tired. I'm
I know
tired.
you I saw the video and I saw again you and your friend and Miss Ursula just looking fabulous. So it seemed like a good time was had by all last
Yes,
night.
it was. So how was the rest of your weekend, my dear?
Well, again, it was great getting together with you for the book signing on Saturday. And, Sunday, I like to, it's the seventh day, you're supposed to rest, and that's exactly what I did. But, as I said, I'm not used to the first cold, the nip of the season. But, as I said, Santa, baby, I need a cuddle buddy because it's going to get cold. We're
Yes, it.
anticipating a cold winter. I need a cuddle buddy. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
okay. All right. Well, we're gonna put that on the list. I'm gonna check Amazon twice. I know what you said you're looking for in a cuddle buddy. So I'm gonna see if I can try to muster up you a cuddle buddy this holiday season. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we have all the top news stories that we want to share with you guys tonight. Unfortunately, I have some really sad news to share about the COVID-19 pandemic as we have been continuing to battle. But according to Illinois Department of Public Health officials, the state's new COVID-19 cases per day is continuing to rise rapidly following the Thanksgiving holiday. On the average, the state is now seeing 7,146 new cases per day. And this has been the highest average that we've had since December 20th of 2020. On Saturday, the state reported 6,374 new or probable confirmed cases of the virus, with another 4,036 cases reported on Sunday. As of Monday today, we've only had 14 new deaths as it relates to COVID-19. And this is truly a departure from recent trends in increasing fatalities connected to the virus. Over the last 7 days, the state has reported the average of 33 new deaths per day. And that level is hitting the level of the height that we saw dealing with the virus and death in the earlier part of the year. And here we are at the latter part of the year. As of today, Monday, there are 2,842 patients currently in the hospital in the state of Illinois. This is the most the state has seen since last January of people in the hospital. Of those patients, 579 are in intensive care beds, with 256 on staff ventilators. And so that's pretty much it. And we've not seen that number since September of 2021. So we've been talking about this, K. Renee. We said it before the holiday. I tell people, I don't know if we part prophets on this show, part fortune tellers, or just people with really good sense, because we have been talking about this for quite a while, that we knew we would see an uptick in cases. What do you think?
And we still will see an uptick in cases because as the weather changes and it's affecting, not only in the Midwest and Chicago is getting cold, it's affecting all over the country. And
Right.
people still don't believe fat means greasy. Now with this new variant, this Omicron, I keep saying it incorrectly. Omicron variant. Initially, we only had one case in one state. Now it's transferred. It's been transmissible all over the country, and it's even more contagious now than the Delta variant. So people still don't believe fat means greasy. Half of our country is still not fully vaccinated, and I don't know what's it going to take. Even though I think this time around, I think we're a little bit better prepared. But if people don't listen and don't get vaccinated, don't wear the mask, don't wash your hands, don't physically distance, we will continue to have this. And I don't know what's it going to take. I really don't.
Right. I agree. I agree 100%. They're saying that even nationwide, the cases are on the rise again, and that
Mm-hmm.
they're not so much worried about Omicron or Omicron, or however they say it, that the Delta variant is really the one that's more out of hand than this new variant.
Right.
But what's so
Right.
troubling and puzzling to me is that the new variant, being so new and spreading so quickly, how do we not know it's crazier than the Delta variant? I guess because they're fighting the
Exactly.
Delta variant so hard right now. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I do know this. People just don't want to listen. And then, you see these commercials about people begging folks, please get vaccinated. Please get the booster shot, whatever you need to do. It's heart-wrenching to me that it takes people to almost to death, be on death's door and return back to convince the average person to do your not just your American duty, but to do your human duty. I mean, as a human being, you want to live, you want to be able to live a healthy and happy and hopefully a prosperous life while you're here. And
Right,
God gives us this temple for a reason, but He doesn't just give us common sense. He gives us basic sense. You spoke about it earlier. We have to happen to have this sixth sense. Well, because we've lived some life experiences, and we want to make sure that our audience is doing the right thing. But we can't put a gun to you guys. It's all about free will. It's really up to you. If we want to we can get rid of this um, virus. We can definitely minimize it, but you got to do the right things. And some
right.
people are willing to do the right things. Other people are not. So
Yeah, yeah, very true. Very, very true. So I don't know. We'll keep our eyes out on that. Again, we're a health and wellness show. So that's why every evening we bring you the latest update. And just want to remind everybody, do the right thing. There are still plenty of people that refuse to get vaccinated. I saw where the state of Arizona, if you work for them and you are not vaccinated, they're going to start putting a service fee on your check. They're going to take money out of your check because if you have their insurance, it's just like, if you work for the state of Illinois or whatever the case may be.
mm-hmm.
So if you're not vaccinated, they're going to hit your check for a fee for you not being vaccinated, because
Yeah.
what it would cost for you to go to the hospital to be treated, because they're saying for the average person, and I don't know if this includes ventilator or not includes ventilator, but it's about $50,000 to treat a person that's been hospitalized with COVID.
Wow.
That's what they were saying, about 50,000.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
And it's probably more than that, depending upon how long you stay in the hospital. I mean,
Oh,
there have been
absolutely.
people who've stayed in hospital for almost 6 or 7 months. So you multiply that times a day.
Right.
Yeah, I can see
Oh, no.
that.
I have a friend right now who contracted COVID, and I still don't think he's back to normal. And I think he's still in an assisted living facility as we
Mm.
speak. And he caught COVID in the height of COVID.
Oh wow.
Right. So you just don't know. You just do not know. So, all right. Well, with that being said, we do want to congratulate the cast and crew of Annie Live. Annie Live was this past Thursday evening on NBC. And shout out to Celine Smith, who played Annie. She did a great job. I had been joking the entire time they played the commercials prior to coming on. I was like, Lord, if she don't look like some little old lady named Annie, she looked just like somebody named Annie. She really did. I mean, she did an outstanding job. The entire crew did a great job. But shout out to my girl Taraji P. Henson on playing Miss Hannigan. And I just thought it was really fun, whimsical, and really something that we need to break the monotony right now. So congratulations to everybody on the cast of Annie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, what you got in the news bag?
Well, you know what happened over the weekend that CNN fired one of their premier anchors, who happens to be the brother of a former governor of New York.
Yes.
So Chris Cuomo is no longer part of CNN. And here's the deal. The reason why, everybody thought initially why he was let go was because he used his media influence to investigate the women who are accusing his brother of sexual harassment. Come
Okay.
to find out, there's been a woman who's accused him of sexual misconduct.
Right.
So the rabbit hole doesn't go far from the branch, but this man made what, 6 million a year. That
Okay, well,
money is
he
long.
also has been removed from his radio show as of this afternoon.
I heard that too.
Yes. So, but here's the crazy piece. Can you imagine Christmas dinner at the Cuomo table this year? It is not going to be pretty. It is not. Imagine you've raised sons, a political dynasty, and now the political dynasty has been reduced down to just dust, ashes at this particular point. And as you said, making 6 million a year, superstar. And now, I don't know. It's a lot to take in. Neither brother will be broke, so we don't have to worry about that. No
Oh
time
no,
soon.
I believe that Chris is probably will be on a different news outlet. Just wait and see. He'll take some time off for reflection. He and his legal team will have some conversation. But mark my words, Art, that he'll be on another news platform.
Oh,
Probably
absolutely,
within
absolutely.
6 or 7 months.
Yes,
I see
absolutely.
that.
Well, it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, what else you got, my friend?
Well, we talk about political dynasties. One definitely has ended because Republican former senator and former presidential candidate Bob Dole passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 98. Now, Bob Dole, of all the Republicans, I could tolerate him, even though he had that stern voice and he was definitely a conservative. I could tolerate him, but because the one thing that I really appreciate about Bob Dole was he was for veterans because he was a veteran. He spoke about
Right.
the American Disabilities Act. A lot of people don't know that. So and he had a wonderful wife and his wife Elizabeth. So but he lived a full life. So now it seemed like all the Republican and the Democratic dynasties are unfortunately dying off. But
They are.
98. He lived a long life.
He did. He really did. Absolutely. Our condolences, thoughts, and prayers go out to the Dole family. And
Mm-hmm.
because he had ran for president, twice and unsuccessfully won, but at least he did. And as you said, a huge advocate for ADA, which I'm a huge supporter of as well, too. And so, yes, absolutely. So our best goes out to the family. All right. What
Now,
else you got?
now you sent this to me, and I'm gonna read this verbatim. So I don't know what the deal. A man apparently jumped out of a Southwest flight while it was taxiing on Phoenix's airport. And then fire officials say that he made his way to the airport fire station and locked himself in a room. What is up? That was just worse with that doggone cat being breastfed. Why we
Everybody
broke
been
this
talking
story?
about the cat being breastfed. Everybody, you and I, look like we broke the story,
We
and everybody
did.
ran with that story after we broke the story about the breastfed cat. Okay, I don't know. People are losing their minds. They're losing. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, and he asked me, did I miss being a flight attendant? And I told him, I said, I miss the travel. I miss the meeting people of all walks of life. I miss working with various crews and getting to know people. I said, but I could never imagine in a million years being a flight attendant in the way the world is right now. I just know people are just crazy. Like, what the hell? What would even make you jump off of a taxiing air? And here's the deal: to open that door is not an easy task.
It's not, and you can die from that because you've seen movies where the door would just fly open and folks just be sucked out,
Well, he was on the
in
ground. He was on the ground, but they
but
still, right? Yes, they still hadn't released all the air pressure. I'm sure he blew a slide when he did that. All of that. Just, I don't get it, and it takes a lot of strength because those doors are basically like your daddy's Cadillac doors. When he hit that
right.
button and lock them, right? You trying to, yeah. So I don't know. I
Did they
don't.
ever did you ever follow up? Did they find the man? Did he go to jail or what? Was
I
he
did
still
not. I did not. We'll have a
okay?
follow up on tomorrow night's show because I did not
Yes.
get the rest of that. But just crazy, just
And wait,
absolutely.
and what was this story about? They say a cold day when it snows in hell. What was this story about? This was posted yesterday. A blizzard warning in effect for Hawaii. 8 inches of snow. What's up with that?
Okay, so on the Big Island as well. So let me kind of give you a little bit of about Hawaii. For a lot of people
Yes.
who have not been to Hawaii or you're not necessarily familiar, as you guys all know, I was there pretty much the month of July this year.
Right.
Waikiki, the beach and where the hotels and the strip, that's all lowland. That's all like ocean front property, almost like Lakeshore Drive, that type of thing.
Okay.
But if you look back behind you, Diamond Head looks like it goes up into the sky. So really the elevation, like at
That
night,
makes
it is the
sense.
most frightening thing if you're driving, all of that. So the elevation of it would probably make it where they would be able, because they do get snow on the top of those mountains up there, but down below the temperature's different, it's tropical, that type of thing. So I'm not surprised, but yes, they're expecting a blizzard in Hawaii. Isn't that crazy? But by the time it hits, it'll melt, if anything, and come down to the ground, but it won't be, where they're in the streets there. Because I'm telling you, they wear nothing but flip flops and shorts and
Well,
swim.
I was in Hawaii over. It's been 15 years ago, but that makes sense. Like Colorado with Denver. If you go the higher elevation you go, the more snow you may receive. So that made sense. But when I saw the article, I'm like, wait a minute, this Hawaii. Hawaii don't snow, but
Right. Yes.
that makes
Yes.
sense.
That
That
makes
makes
sense because
sense.
I'm telling you, when we toured the island and Diamond Head, when you looked out, was just massive. It was just all in the sky and just, it's actually really mind blowing. So I could see it snowing up there versus, down on level where we all party and hang out and have a good time. But I'm worried about when all of that snow melts, it running down the side of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they have irrigation systems to help something like that.
Well, I'm a businesswoman, and I look at different other business sites like LinkedIn. This
Yes,
particular story, I was just like, now this is the reason why the Great Resignation is on and kicking. I don't know if you guys heard of this site called Better.com,
right.
but the Better.com CEO fired over 900 employees over Zoom. So imagine you get an email saying, please attend this Zoom call because now with the pandemic, everyone's doing Zoom, Google, whatever the platform is where we're doing now with this show. So imagine you get this email from the CEO saying it's a, and Better.com, by the way, is a mortgage company. Let me just
Right.
clear that.
Yes.
Uh, laid off 9% of its workforce on a Zoom webinar last Wednesday, abruptly informing the more than 900 employees on the call that they were being terminated just before the holidays. And this is a quote from the CEO. If you're on this call, you're a part of the unlucky group that is being laid off. This is what the CEO said.
Okay, so please tell me this is a spoofed news story.
No,
Please
it's not.
tell me this
No, it's
is a
not.
real news story.
It's a real news story, Art. The CEO, his name is Vishal, and I'm gonna put his name out there. Vishal Garg. I don't know what background this man is, but he said that, and he said your employment here is terminated effective immediately. Can you imagine you on a Zoom call, just thinking major announcement from the CEO to say your services are no longer needed.
Move on, peasant. Move on.
And you and wait a minute, and the majority of those who were let go were from the DEI, or known as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
So I'm sure there might be some type of legal action or some type of repercussion that will be a result of this. Because again, as you said, the diversity and inclusion, and so interesting to say the least.
And it gets better, or it may get worse, because the CEO has been involved in controversy before, because he sent an email to his staff that which was obtained by Forbes. So you know if it's obtained by Forbes, this is real. He says in the email, "You are too damn slow. You are a bunch of dumb dolphins. So stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. You're embarrassing me."
A bunch of dumb dolphins. Did he go to your school?
He better not have. We don't do
no
that.
dig on Whitney Young. No dig. I had to go there, but no dig
That's
on
all
Whitney
right.
Young.
That's
right.
I'm like, he better not have. I guarantee you, my alumni gonna be starting looking for this person. Who the hell is he?
Right. I'm like, what did he say? What did he say?
So I'm gonna stay in with this story because it never fails during the holiday season that people unfortunately get laid off. In fact, in my career, I was laid off during the holiday season.
Really?
For working for a major cable network. Won't say the name, but yes, I was.
That's such a Scrooge thing. It's such a Scrooge move. It really is.
So my prayers go out to all the employees. My prayers go out to all the employees that were affected, because see, it not only affects them, it affects their families. It's bad enough we're still in a pandemic. Right. Everybody trying to get along, and then he does this stuff. So it's just really, I couldn't believe it, and I didn't want to believe it. I said I had to go to different sources to verify this was true, because I thought it was a spoof as well. But
this
is real.
Oh my God. Good evening, Joseph. So glad to have you here with us tonight. Hey, Joseph. Yeah, where is our regular crew tonight? Everybody might be a little late getting on with us. We've not had a check-in from Wamelda, Debbie Green, Candace. I know. Look, where y'all at? It's Monday.
We miss y'all. What's
up? Scorpio Love is here with us, but I'm like, dang, where's everybody else? My God!
They trying to get warm, because if they're in the Chicago area, they're like, look, it's gonna get cold tonight.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, real quick, I want to talk about the fact that the Jessie Smilette trial is today here in Chicago. Jessie Smilette took the witness stand. He is now saying that he and Bola Osundere, which is a part of the twin brothers of the Osundero brothers, had a sexual relationship. And I knew that from Jump Street. When this all first broke, listen, K. Renee, I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get up to it. Tell us.
It's easier to sleep with a white racist in that neighborhood than a white racist wanting to attack you. Especially if you're a gay man. I didn't buy it from Jump Street. What were you doing out getting a damn Subway sandwich in below zero weather at 2 o'clock in the morning? That's what you keep cheese and crackers in the house. You keep snacks. You a major celebrity. You could have ordered Grubhub, Uber Eat. Look, do like I do. Keep cans of tuna fish, anything. What the hell was you doing out at 2 a.m. in the morning on a brutally cold night? And just so happened, two races happened to be out with a noose and some bleach. What are the chances? I knew it had to do something with sex. I knew it had to do something with sex. You cannot.
So, oh, hey, Ansel. Hi,
Hey,
Dr.
Dr. Ansel
Johnson.
Johnson.
Hi,
Hey,
Dr.
Doc, how are
Johnson.
you? Hey.
Hi. Hi, Sebas. How are you? They're vibrating.
Right. I knew it had to be more than just what that story. No, your
So
chances
what
of
do you
meeting
so
a
what do you think is gonna happen? He may go to jail.
he probably gonna end up getting in trouble. Jessie will probably end up getting in a lot of trouble. The number one mistake that was made the other day, the first day of the trial, when one of his family members got out the car in a lavish fur coat, a mink coat. Don't what did you wear a mink coat to trial for? I know it's Chicago and you probably Hollywood, but I'm telling you, and then Don Lemons has been tied into this.
CNN's Don Lemon?
A text message Don Lemon was received from Don Lemon saying the police is saying that they think this is a hoax. They talked about that on the news tonight. That I'm sure they're friends. I'm sure they're friends. Right. I knew all along that this had a whole overtone of a gay relationship. I knew it did. I knew it. That's why people have got to be careful. And you cannot allow your career to be ruined over some eggplant and peach. That's all I'm going to say.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Well,
Yeah.
you remember this song. Let me try so I can sing it. Let me do the tune. Da 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 da. Hang on the mistletoe.
Donny Hathaway. Yes. Donny
Thank
Hathaway.
you.
Yes.
Yes. Well, guess
Right.
what? Donny Hathaway's This Christmas gets an animated video to celebrate its 50th anniversary. Can you believe it's been 50 years since this Christmas is out? Oh my God. It was originally released, y'all, December 9th, 1970. So on the 9th will be 50, almost over 50 years. And it's one of the
we're
greatest.
gonna have to play it. We're gonna have to do a huge tribute to Donny Hathaway on the 50th. Everybody on social media needs to do a post on the 9th.
This Christmas. But he gets an animated video, and I love this. Even though Christmas is still hard for me, when I hear him singing it, it's just like, okay. It just it brings me to a wonderful time. But he gets his own animated video. So I'm sure Layla is probably just ecstatic. She has to be.
I'm sure. Oh, how beautiful. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on this cold Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. But we're here to keep you warm. We have a wonderful guest that'll be joining us in just a few moments. We're catching up on all of the news, gossip, entertainment news that has happened over the last couple of days since we've been off the air. We're on the air Monday through Wednesday night. We have a big series coming up this week where we're supporting small Black minority-owned businesses, Black minority-owned, oftentimes women, LGBTQ plus, whatever the case may be. But the emphasis is a small Black business, and we're going to present these businesses to our audience so that you're able to order your holiday gifts because we're only 19 days away.
Wow.
Till Christmas. 19 days away. Boy, this year went by really quick, you know?
You're not kidding. I cannot believe this year will be ending in 25 days.
Yes, I know. Isn't that something? It really is. Well, while we're waiting on our guests, is there anything else you want to bring up?
Well, we talked about earlier last week about the unfortunate passing of Jacqueline Avant. For those who didn't know, they found the criminal, and I use that loosely. He's been
And
arrested,
you
and
used it so beautifully because I consider him a monster,
well,
a demon.
as Tyler Perry put it, subhuman.
Yes,
Because it is so funny how they got him quick. I mean,
yes.
literally, it was like she was killed on Tuesday, and next day they found that son of a bitch.
Well, now you know what the deal was, though. He had went to rob another home and shot himself in the foot. And had to, yes, he went to rob another home and shot himself in the foot. So I even begged the question that I heard that, Mr. Advent was at
Avon,
home.
right?
Avant, Mr. Avant was at home, as well as a security guard was there. So
Yes.
I'm just kind of wondering, how did she even get caught in the crossfire? You know
I
what
This
I'm saying?
is my theory. My theory is he was targeted and she got caught in the crossfire. I truly believe that. You live in Beverly Hills, Art.
Right.
You and
Yeah.
I both know there's not saying there's not crime everywhere, but in Beverly Hills, you even
Right.
stub a toe in the wrong neighborhood, they're gonna arrest your ass. How about that? So
Right. Right.
I just believe that's my theory. The fact that they got him so quick, let that happen here in Chicago, please.
Oh,
Please, that never happened here in Chicago. Something happened next day you get caught. No, I firmly believe it was probably inside job that unfortunately the Black Godfather, which he is known, and for those who don't
yes, he
see,
is.
please go see the Netflix documentary on him and his family and his rise to fame because it's very good. But I just believe he was targeted and she just got caught. And that's just the sad part because everybody who knew the Avants, who knew Jacqueline, they're devastated. And I would be as well. So, yeah,
And
but I'm glad
Jacqueline
they
was a
caught.
former fashion fair model
Yes,
as
she
well too.
was.
Yes, she was,
Yes, yes, she
and
was.
a philanthropist, just an all
Mm-hmm.
around great woman. So it's just so tragic. But I was like, man, how does an 80-some-year-old woman, get caught in the crossfire like that? And especially when the husband was there and a bodyguard was there. So that's why I was just so curious about it, you thinking like, man, was she going to the washroom or did she go to the kitchen for something or, and that, but yes, they did. The young man ended up robbing somewhere else. And in him robbing somewhere else, he shot himself in the foot. So that's why when you see the photos, he's in a straight back wheelchair looking
I'm
all
looking at it now.
bewildered, but I'm so glad they caught him. I'm just sad that it's a young black man. You know what I'm saying? That's
I am
the
too.
part. Yeah.
And here's the thing. I don't think he acted alone.
Interesting.
Mm-mm. I
Interesting.
don't think he acted alone. Mm-mm.
Okay.
He just the scapegoat. We know all the truth will always come out, but I'm looking at him now, bewildered now. He didn't. He wasn't the mastermind of that. Somebody helped him.
Okay.
Think
All
about it,
right.
Art. Why? How you gonna shoot yourself in the foot?
Well, I look, the
Gotta think
whole
about that.
story, I'm sure we'll eventually hear how it unfold. Well, we have a wonderful guest that will be joining us in just a couple of seconds. I am excited. Kay Renee, we've got to pronounce everything proper. We've got to be right,
Enunciate.
right, right, right,
Yes,
right, right. We don't want the coach to get us. Right. Right,
right.
right.
We have to enunciate
We've
very
got to be
well.
on our best behavior for the coach
Yes.
tonight. We are. We're
Yes.
excited. We are super excited to welcome this New York native who now lives in Los Angeles. Denise Woods is a international voice and dialect coach. She's an author and producer. Her new book, The Power of Voice, is something that I want. Kay Renee wants the book. We both want to find out because Kay Renee, you and I both have been told we have wonderful voices, but I do
Yes.
think that our voices are trainable. I think everybody's
Yes.
voice is trainable. And I think if
Yes.
we had a good mentor like our next guest, she'd be able to let
Yes.
us know. And then I got to share a secret with her. Sylvia of Sylvia's Restaurant in New York,
Yes.
her late aunt. She used to work at Sylvia's. She probably knows my relatives. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the incredible Miss Denise Woods.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so excited to be here. I have heard nothing but great things about them. Of course, being research nerd that I am, I did my research and thought, I can't wait.
Oh
my goodness.
Beautiful. Denise, it is a pleasure to have you here this evening. Happy holiday to you and your family. How are you doing?
Yes.
Excellently well. Blessed beyond sure. I woke up this morning.
Yes, amen. Not many people right. That's the one thing that we've got to say. We woke up this morning.
Clothed in my right state of mind, and I put in front of the earth. So
yeah, I want to tell you, I was a huge fan of Sylvia's restaurant in New York. My uncle was very big in Harlem, Hank Welch. He used to run most of the softball leagues. He used to do the big balls, and he was a part of the Cotton Club. So coming up as a young man, I would always come to Sylvia's. We would come for dinner on Sundays, special occasions. So I feel like we're almost family.
Oh yeah, we are just we 6 degrees of separation. Not even 6. It's wonderful. Did you come up in the summertime, or did you live in the South? You hailed from
no. Here's the deal. Always lived here in Chicago, but from the age of 13, my parents would allow me to come to New York to those relatives. I enjoyed my New York relatives because they were fast-paced. They lived in a high-rise. I loved them. And so ever since the age of 13, I had been coming to New York. So Sylvia
So they lived in a high-rise apartment in Harlem?
Yes, they did.
Did they live in the next terrace?
No, here's the deal. They were the first Black family to move into the co-op there in Harlem at 124 and Broadway.
Oh, I know exactly that is.
See?
Yeah, a lot of the Columbia University lived there. That's right. Really considered more Morningside.
That's right. It is. You're absolutely right. And it's a difference of one block that made the difference. One block. Yes. See, I told you you're family. This is so beautiful. Yes. So Denise, please introduce yourself. Tell the audience all about who you are. And then let's get into what made you write the book and just what does a voice and dialect coach talk about?
Well, first of all, I want to say hello to co-host as well.
Yes.
It's so lovely to see you. It's nice to have co-anchors and it's just the energy is really nice because you're not talking to people in video land. It's you can support. So it's lovely to meet you as well.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you.
You are so welcome, sweetheart. I grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. That is my moniker. My family's from Harlem, but I am from the Lower East Side. I grew in the projects Alphabet City. I'm proud to say that I grew up in the housing projects in the 60s, early 70s. Actually, I was born there in the late 50s. And the 60s and the 70s, we had such a wonderful sense of unity. It was working class people. The government housing was middle class, albeit lower middle class, but it was middle class people, working individuals, fathers present in the household, double salaried incomes. And so there were people that really cared about their neighbors' children. And because it was the Lower East Side, I grew up in a hotbed of the Black art movement, the new Federal Theater, the Negro Ensemble Company. My mother enrolled us into dance lessons, and we studied my piano, studied violin and cello at the First Street Music School, Henry Street Settlement, and all of these artistic outlets we had available to us who might take advantage of. She worked in the public school system, but we also went back uptown to Harlem on the weekends to go to church and to hang with Aunt Sylvia. I had this
Wow.
wonderful dual kind of environment that eventually led me to sing with the New York City Opera when I was 12. Then it led me to audition and make it into the high School of Performing Arts when I was 15. I became Al Jackson's talented teen, this Black teenage America of New York State when I was 13. And then
Wow.
High School of Performing Arts. And then when I was 17, I made a Juilliard. And I was in the 8th graduating class at Juilliard at 18. By the time we started I was 18. And then fast forward and there's a whole lot in between the time I'm 18 and the time 18. And then in 1992, when Juilliard asked me to come back and join faculty. And I was
Wow.
African American woman, because there was a man there before me, albeit 6 months ahead of me. But I was the first African American woman in the drama division on faculty. So I've got all of this in me, the projects, Black church, entrepreneurs. My Aunt Sylvia, I get that from. My mom is an educator. And I have all of that in this voice. And so I figured out, put it all together. The alchemy, the stew, the gumbo, and put it all together in a book to tell people how they can do it too. First of all, to encourage them that they can, because I share my own memoir, anecdotal story. It's stories. It's storytelling. Your voice is your story. It's your essence. It's who you are. And your ability to share it with the world comes with confidence and technique that will give you that confidence, and mentorship. People who've done it before you ask, well, how do you do it? So I gathered for friends like Halle Berry is in the book. Soledad O'Bin, Mahershala Ali did the forward to the book. And athletes, professional athletes like Greg Louganis, who talks about his major debacle with the Olympics when he came out HIV positive, and all these wonderful stories of people who through adversity found their voices anyway. So give those stories, my own personal story, but I also at each chapter I give you prescriptives. I give you what would essentially be to a cookbook. I give you the recipe. I tell you how to do it. I give you some exercises.
So. Oh, I love it. I do. Kay Renee, go right ahead and talk to our guest.
Oh my goodness. I feel as if she is like a fairy godmother. And so that's why I'm gonna call you my fairy godmother, because before we introduced you, Art and I both been taught that we have this powerful voice, but there are times where you just don't feel that you're putting your best forward. But I'm going to ask you, how do you get over that nervousness of those butterflies? Because we all have those butterflies. When you want to speak up, even if you're just talking to you versus talking to an audience of 30,000 or more. Yes. So how do you get rid of those butterflies?
You know what, sweetheart? That is the perfect question to start off with. And that's not verbally. That is straight up the question. Because first of all, technically, and I just did it. You've got to breathe. You really do. What happens when we get, shy, insecure, nervous? You stop breathing. You have to remind yourself to breathe. That's the typical aspect. But the bigger picture is, no matter what, you are the expert. Nobody knows you, Renee, better than you. Nobody knows you better than nobody. I am the expert in Denise Woods, and I'm the expert on my narrative. I'm the expert on what I have trained to do. When you go in feeling as though you're the expert, and coupled with the fact that I'm expert, but I'm going to share this with you, a gift. I am gifting you with my expertise. So it's a gift. When you gift somebody, you don't get nervous. you wrap it. You know, I think of it like just see a Tiffany box. Just see that blue Tiffany box, that white ribbon around it. That's who you are. That's who you are. Your gift, your narrative is that blue Tiffany box, and you're sharing it with audience. You can.
Wow.
I'm so serious. It's like you know, I'm gifting you everything that God has given me. The year, the pain, the triumphs, you know, everything in between, the peaks, the valleys, and everything in between. So I'm giving it to you. I didn't have a great day today. You never know. Because
Wow.
it was and I say there were Murphy's law was in full effect. Put it that way. You know, that's when everything that would happen happens. You know,
It does.
the flat like flat tire kind of energy. You know, and so, but you would never know because once I get in space, it's sacred for me. I'm in this space because I have something to share. I have something to give you. I have something to gift you. So I can't be nervous. What is there to be nervous at?
Oh, wow. How incredible. What was it out of all I mean, I don't even know where to start. From Mahershala Ali writing the forward of your book to you working with Will Smith, Halle Berry, you are very intimate with these people. And yet, you know, what's next for you? That's my biggest question. For you to have worked with some of the biggest powerhouses in Hollywood, what else is left for Denise Woods to do other than just be fabulous?
Well, I am putting on the producer hat because being on set, I looked around and I saw who in charge of our narrative.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't like it. And so I've been part of a lot of successful movies, major movies. And while I was sitting on set, I often thought, or even read the script, I often thought, you know, if the people who this movie is about wrote this and did this thing, it would be more authentic. And so I started looking around, and because a lot of times, you know, I would say, oh, this is not a black movie. It's a movie about Black people. And so all the people that were in positions of power to determine what that narrative what that narrative was, were not people of color. And then that bothered me when I realized that. And so that's what I want to do. I want to be a part of a team. I want to go in and say, oh, no, I'm a producer. I have collaboration. I collaborated with those phenomenal people. I like to say, Taraji brought me to the table. Taraji really, I did four projects with Taraji, and she was the one who just kept calling me back in like sisterhood. You know how sisters do it. But the sisters, come on, Denise got this. Denise, I got this. She's working with Tyler Perry. You got to meet Denise Woods. You got to work with Woods. Tyler is now my dear because of Taraji. You know, it just as Taraji brought me to the table. I say Mahershala convinced me that I belong here because I did three projects with him, three television series where we worked together for 6 months. So we became family, and he really convinced me that I belong in this community. But then Halle Berry came along and grabbed my hand and said, you don't belong here. Girl, you need to be sitting by the people who are making big decisions. And I'm going to make that happen.
I love it. I do. Yeah. Okay, Renee, what else you want to ask our guests tonight?
Well, besides, I want to know of all the people that you have inspired, because I know they've inspired you. Well, you've inspired them,
and vice versa. You're right.
Who has inspired you? Who has inspired you to be the best Denise Woods this universe has ever experienced?
That's an easy one. That would be my mom.
All
I'm so
right.
serious. That's my mother. And I say that not just because she's maternal, but my mother was my first dialect coach.
Wow.
Unbeknownst to me. We would come home from church on Sunday afternoon. You know, we would have dinner. Black folks have dinner right after church around 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're having dinner. And we'd sit around the table and we would imitate Sister so and so, Deacon so and so, Reverend so and so, and my mother could do the voices to a T. I mean, she just an ear for making, and she had this one sense of just would take a bullet for her children, for her two girls, you know, and she didn't have an awareness of the theater or the arts. We got that from church. Not like her theatrics came from the Baptist church. But because we were in this community, my mother exposed us to everything. And when we loved it, she found money for us to do. So whatever it was, if we said like, acting classes, she found the money, the extracurricular money for that. So of all the people, when I think of it, what really truly ignites me and inspires me, it's tenacity of mother, who actually graduated from college in 1976, and I graduated from college in 1979. She went back to school when I was in high school, got her college degree, and graduated 3 years before I did. So there's just a lot of, she's an educator. And then my aunt Sylvia, who I saw what a businesswoman looked like. And so I had those two women as a mom. They're the two.
Oh my God. Well, Denise, in closing, what do you most want to say to the audience, and how can we get your wonderful book?
First of all, let's say you can follow me. I speak it clear on all of social media. Speak it clearly, and you can find the book, The Power of Voice, a guide to making yourself heard. Did you hear me, folks? It's a guide to making yourself heard. And so you get this book on any of the outlets like Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can just put in the Power of Voice, Denise Woods. And what I want to leave with you, in addition to your voice, your essence is your gift to the world. I am encouraging everybody, no matter how old you are, to leap. Don't get complacent. Don't let fear dictate, oh, well, I can't do that. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I am 64 years old. I am 64 years old. I am I am I'm just segueing to producing. I just this book 2 years ago at 662. When people are winding down, I'm winding up. And I feel good.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I do. Denise, you are hot. That's all I'm going to say. Wow. We look so forward to having you back with us again, because we do want to have you back and have more dialogue with you. Thank you so much for allowing us to go back down memory lane, especially for me with the Harlem and Sylvia's connection. I was telling my aunt the last time I was there to visit her, I remember a Harlem that was so different. And now I'm able to get a cup of Starbucks right outside her front door. So that's all mind blowing as well to me now too. So yes, well, God bless you so much. Have a beautiful holiday, and we appreciate you. Have a wonderful night, my love.
I appreciate you as well.
All right, Denise Woods, you guys, give it up. The author of The Power of the Voice. Tap into your voice, you guys. It's a gift and a talent from God, and you're able to explore it. Have a great night, my love.
Amen. You guys.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye. Yay. Oh, that was great, darling. That was. We had a little technical difficulty in there. We apologize, everybody, but it was a great interview.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. A power of
Ye-
voice, and all of us have it. And we just need to make sure you use it. Don't let fear stifle your voice.
Yes, I know, I know. Well, darling, let's do that Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. We got to come
Oh,
back
yes.
tomorrow night and
Yes.
get it all going. And we love you and appreciate you for what you do. Go right ahead and give us that Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.
All right. Today is Motivational Monday, y'all. And here is the nugget. Keep believing no matter how things appear, because your vision will carry you through. And again, this is Motivational Monday. Hashtag continue being a vision of excellence.
Amen. Very good. Is that the birthday balloon I got you still in the background? We need to turn that into the holiday balloon, honey. That's amazing. I got to remember where I got that balloon from. My God. The helium of life. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Your birthday was in September and you still had that balloon behind you.
Hello.
Wow. Interesting. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Oh, Debbie, I love you. She said I use my voice a lot and it gets me in trouble. I know. Me too, Debbie. I know.
Debbie.
Yeah, people, my voice is world renowned now, but for some reason it gets me in trouble. I don't know. We'll see how that all works. Amen. All right. Thank you so much. Well, you guys, we're going to run. Tomorrow night, we'll be back with more gossip, entertainment, top news stories, wonderful guests. We appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. Stay warm, stay safe. If you've not done so yet, please follow K Renee at karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. It's an easy, simple place for you to go and find her for all of her wisdom and great advice that she shares. And for more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com. That's my girl over there. That's her. Oh, wait, the other way. Yay. Oh, okay. Right. I got to learn it right. I got to switch us around. Yes. Amen. All right, darling. I love you so very much. See you tomorrow night.
Me too. Yes.
Stay warm,
safe,
my boo
y'all.
bear. I'm going to ask Santa for your cuddle buddy.
I need a cuddle buddy, god dog, because it's
I
going
know. I love you, honey.
tonight. I love you too.
Oh, it's cold tonight, baby. All right, everybody, have a great night. Stay safe, everybody. Be warm. Be wonderful. Thank you, Joseph. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you guys so very much. We do. All right, we're out of here. We'll talk to you in a minute. See you guys later. K Renee, stay warm, Boo Bear, okay?
I'm going to definitely try.
All right, we out of here. Good night, everybody. Bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.